So playing darker characters feels like something that you gravitate toward more and more. Chance was a dark character. In The Night Manager, you had the opportunity to play a true blue baddie. Was that something that excited you? Because I know you already had a bit of history with that book. We're going to have to be quite brief, but...
yes, but well...
Not that brief.
When the book first came out, I saw myself as the knight in shining armor. I saw myself as in the Tom Hiddleston role, the young stud who would slay the dragon.
And you optioned it for that reason.
I tried to. I didn't even know what optioning meant at the time, but I knew it was a grand phrase. Yeah, I want to option that. But it had already gone. Pre-publication, it had gone. And then, of course, the years go by and my hair fell out and I realized, well, I was not going to play the young stud. But I'd always loved the story, and I loved the villain. I think is one of le Carré's greatest villains, and he's got some pretty damn good villains. But that was there was a weird sort of pleasure in playing that character.
Yeah, I bet. He's a great character. Well, we've talked about drama, and we've talked a bit about comedy, though not as much as I might have liked to. Why don't we look at some
cooking.
So now it's on to cooking, yes. Why don't we look at some of the other sort of wonderful moments of your outstanding career? Sit back and enjoy, Hugh Laurie.
Oh.
What is next? I mean, you've directed some episodes of House. I wonder if directing's an ambition. We've seen you exuberantly play your music there, which clearly brings you great joy. You've written a best-selling novel, but quite some time ago, and in fact, the publishers have asked me to ask you when the next one is upcoming.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Because really, you can choose now. I mean...
Can I really?
Yes, you can. I give you permission, and B, I think you've probably earned that privilege.
No, I don't. I don't believe that. I earned the privilege? No. No such thing. It could all be taken away at a moment's notice.
You're that insecure?
Yeah.
But you think that it could just...
I don't know if it is insecure. I think it's realistic. I think it's...
No, it's not realistic. You've got enough money to live on for the rest of your life.
Such a shame that we have to end with a fight like this. Because I thought...
It's not...
I thought we had something that was going, reasonably well.
None of that can be taken away. You've done all of that. You could go and play golf. I don't know, Or
Please don't ask me to do that.
Down in Louisiana. You can do whatever you want. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Solve problems, I think. I don't mean in a grand, although I'd love to do that.
There's a few about at the moment.
There are a few to choose from.
Trump.
No, I think any project, any sort of form of expression or anything that you build, actually this is not restricted to the arts, this is just anything, involves constant miniature problem solving. And I love that. And so any new project, and I am about to actually to start on a political thriller called Roadkill.
Roadkill, David Hare.
Which has been written by David Hare.
4 parts.
4 parts.
Yes, 4 parts. Is that news to you?
No.
You looked a bit shocked.
I've read to the end.
And you've also just made a new comedy series with Armando Iannucci,
That's right.
Avenue 5.
That's right.
Which is the second time you've worked with him, so you must like him and think he's good. Third,
because
even.
I did last summer. I did an adaptation of his of the life of David Copperfield, which is coming out, I think, this maybe Christmas or late autumn, I think. So this is the 3rd collaboration we've had.
So basically, in answer to my question, it's sort of a little of what you fancy is what you're going to do next as life progresses.
Yeah, I suppose so. But isn't yes, I mean that's what we do, isn't it? We sort of...
Do you want to be a director?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Do you? Because you're a bit of a control freak, aren't you?
I love...
This is all going really badly now for you, isn't it?
I am a bit of a control freak, and quite a sort of passive-aggressive one. I sort of contrive to get things done the way I think they should be done without anyone knowing that it was me that did it.
Scary.
It's a bit sneaky, actually, yeah. But I'm so terrible at confrontation. But I do love wearing my own clothes. I don't mean not that they're particularly great clothes. I just mean it's so nice not to have to dress up to someone else. I reached a point during House when I had sort of, it's an odd thing. You're wearing someone else's clothes. You have keys that don't work any locks. You have a wallet with fake money in it. You have a cell phone that's not connected to anything. You have a watch that doesn't tell the real time. You have no sort of prop,
nothing that's tangible and
nothing
real.
is connected to the real world. And then you can reach a point where it starts to send you a bit mad. And that, I think, is when actors start shoplifting, probably. Or possibly punching other people on the set. Luckily, I haven't done either of those things, but I can sort of understand where the madness starts to set in, that you're not connected, that you desperately start to want to have
something tangible that you can hold on to.
Or possibly even cross some line, like the
Come back to the UK, we'll always pull you right back down.
Yes, no,
that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
We have no time left, apart from, I'd love to throw out to the audience, if there's a couple of questions that anyone would like to ask. Is anyone feeling brave enough?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, what's that?
That the
we
people
have
leaving
very
already,
little
the
time
people are
left.
just sick of it. I'm not asking a bloody question.
He's had it.
The question should go to whoever's come the furthest. Oh, is that not about, you've got your own system?
No, that's
All right,
as good a system as any.
Sagittarians first,
But I think that with the amount of time we've got left, we're probably better to just go with anyone who just puts up their hand and wants to ask anything. Or I could just...
There's nobody. That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh, yes, there are. Okay, the lady there. Yes, exactly. And then there's two more people in front, and then that's going to have to be it. So that's very decisive of me. Sorry, it's all in the left-hand side of the room. Nothing to be gauged from that.
Okay, hello, Hugh. Thanks
Hello.
for this afternoon. It's been very interesting.
Thank you.
Talking of being a bit of a control freak, perhaps, is there any costume that you've ever refused to wear?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
You must have got sick of
sure
that
there
Elizabethan
is.
stuff.
God, that's...
Okay, think about that.
I think I probably, as a general rule, I'll try to avoid anything with Velcro in it. I think we all should in life. But I feel like, I know I did a film called Tomorrowland, and I went to, which was shot in Vancouver, and I went up to Vancouver expecting to discuss and participate in the costume. And I discovered that it had already been made. I mean, literally made, and very beautifully made, but I did look like MC Hammer. And I must say that wouldn't have been the way I'd have gone if I'd had the opportunity to take part. I probably have, but I can't actually think of what it would have been.
I'm going to find out what the other two questions are, and we're going to answer them both together, and then we're going to say goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, yes, I'm going to.
We're going to answer them in unison?
Yeah, let's ask.
We haven't rehearsed this at all.
Please.
Hi. Sorry. Can I just say, first of all, I'm a huge fan of your entire career.
Thank you.
That includes The Gun Seller, which you mentioned, Marilla.
The what?
The Gun Seller.
Oh yes, The Gun Seller, the best-selling novel, that is.
Thank you.
Which you mentioned, the publishers asked to ask Hugh about the sequel, which I feel...
Is that your question? I'm being brutal, I'm afraid, because we have to wind up.
When it did come out, when I first started 10 years ago, I read that there was a sequel in the works, and ever since it kind of follows.
And it's still in the works. I got stuck. In fact, I got stuck basically during House. And so the publishers were not too aggressive in pursuing that second novel because they thought, well, probably House won't do us any harm anyway. But
now they're getting quite enthusiastic, I'm just telling you.
The debt has come due and I need to get on with it.
And the gentleman behind there.
Yes, hello. You and Stephen have spent 20 years saying how much you'd like to work together again. I was just wondering what it might take to turn that sentiment into an actual booked venue with tickets and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, another great question. And a good one to end on. Hugh, you and Stephen reunited?
we do, you're right. We have said it, and you've been entitled to think that we're not being completely sincere because we could have done it and haven't. And he is actually coming, he is coming to Edinburgh tomorrow. I think it's
Yes, and
tomorrow.
you're going to see him, I think,
I'm going to
the
see
next
him.
day, yes. So your
And
wife...
it's something we keep on talking about, and maybe...
You're talking about it now, but yes,
I know.
no, perhaps you'd like to.
Maybe it's that the perpetual delay. We maybe in both of our minds we're thinking if we delay it long enough, we'll never die. Whereas if we do it, we might keel over.
Keep talking then.
And on that Dorian Gray note, you will never die, Hugh Laurie, in our imaginations at the very
Well,
least.
thank you for
Thank
that.
you very much
Thank you.
for all your
Thank you.
outstanding work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.